Assalamu alaikum, beta. I am Shahid Qureshi, your English teacher. Actually, we have been instructed to take 2 classes every day. From today, we have to take 2 classes every day. So I have been taking your maths class so far. So henceforth, I'll be taking your English class as well, beta. Do you understand English? Yes, I know you, all of my students understand, though you can't speak, but you understand everything that I say. So I'll be using very simple English while teaching you teaching you English, so you can understand every word that I use. Okay, beta, are you ready? Today is the first day of our English class, so we will be studying a very important poem titled Nation's Strength. Okay, beta? Nation's Strength. This poem is authored by William Ralph Emerson. William Ralph Emerson. He's an American architect and the poet who lived in the 19th century. Now, I do believe that this poem has very great relevance to the present times, because today you all know that our contemporary world, our present world is marred by interstate hostilities and armored by weapons of mass destruction. You all know that our nations are accumulating weapons of mass destruction, and there are hostilities between the nations. You know, you watch on the television stereos, you listen to the radio, you sometimes browse the internet, and all you see is what the news between the conflict between China and India, between Pakistan and India, between America and China, the Cold War that had been going between till 1990, that had been going between the United States and the Soviet Union, the communistic bloc and the capitalistic bloc. You all know about this. So these interstate hostilities, and secondly, the nations are accumulating the defense and military technology, particularly the weapons of mass destruction. So I think this poem, which is authored by William Ralph Emerson, Nation's Strength, is a very important poem. It's a great relevance to the present day world. And I would recommend our politicians, means the statesmen, and our media, which is the media these days is turning into a national, ultra-nationalist kind of media, the chauvinist kind of media, who are often glorifying the sort of military nationalism in their television stereos, beta. So I would request them to go through the Emerson's poem, and I believe that reading this poem will definitely shatter their assumptions of what is a great nation. So let's have a brief introduction to this Nation's Strength. This poem consists of 6 stanzas of the 4 lines each. 6 stanzas of the 4 lines each. 4 lines is a quatrain. That means there are 4 lines in each stanza, and the entire poem consists of 6 stanzas. Okay, beta? So the rhyme scheme of this poem is A B A B, above. You can write it down, beta. As I use this, you can have a pencil in your hands. You can take a pencil in your hands, keep a notebook or a rough in front of you, and write down everything that I speak, important words that I speak. I will be explaining the meanings of each of these words to you. So the rhyme scheme of this poem is A B A B. That means the first line of the poem the first line of the stanza rhymes with the third line of the stanza, and the second line of the stanza rhymes with the fourth line of the stanza. That's the rhyme scheme A, B, A, B. Okay, beta? Yes. So, as in all genres of literature, particularly in the poetry, we know that the words, the expressions, the phrases, or the figures of speech often do not carry literal meanings. Often do not carry literal meanings. They often carry figurative meanings. They often carry figurative meanings. So, throughout this poem, you will come across different poetic devices, different rhetorical devices, such as metaphors, the alliteration, the similes, metonymy, many kinds of rhetorical devices. I'll be explaining each of these rhetorical devices for you as we encounter. Don't worry about that. This poem compares a nation to a building. We know a nation is not a building. It's not a physical structure. It's a political community. A nation is a political community. It's organized around certain social, cultural identities. Nation. In the modern sense, we call state, that has a population, it has a government of its own, it has sovereignty on its external matters, internal, external matters, so different elements of that state. But a nation is different from a state. A nation must have some socio-cultural identities, similarities between the people, so that it truly constitutes a nation. But a building is not a nation, it's a physical structure. So here, Ralph Emerson actually compares the nation to a building, a physical structure. There are few elements, there are many elements of a physical structure, like the pillars, the foundation, the columns, etc., etc., that can be taken figuratively to mean elements and features of a nation. So, that's why the author tried to sort of compare the nation to a physical structure. In the usual conversational tune, the poet in the first stanza, you can see, asks a rhetorical question. Asks a rhetorical question. What's a rhetorical question? A rhetorical question is not asked or posed to demand an answer from you. Not at all. The answer is implicit. It's implied in the question itself. The question is actually posed to make you ponder over a certain thing. It doesn't demand an answer from you. The answer is implied in the question itself. So, for example, are you an idiot? Are you a donkey? We know sometimes in anger we ask somebody, are you a donkey? Somebody does a stupid action, says a stupid word, or talks like a nonsense. So we ask, are you a donkey? We ask him, are you a donkey? That doesn't mean he's actually a donkey. It cannot be taken in a literal sense that he's a donkey. He's a man. But are you a donkey means, why are you talking so rubbish or foolish? So that's a rhetorical question. Nobody is going to say you in response, I am not a donkey, or I am a donkey. Not. But it makes you ponder over the stupidity that he exhibits in his behavior. That's what. So, first rhetorical questions. What makes a nation's pillars high? What makes a nation's pillars high and its foundation strong? I think it's enough for today. The video cannot be more than 100 MBs. It is extremely difficult to upload that. It becomes extremely difficult to upload that video, a voluminous video, a bulky video on the YouTube channel. So we'll be leaving it, we'll calling it a date, and we'll be meeting tomorrow to discuss this poem. Till then, Khuda Hafiz.